Very important right now for you to take 1 second and hit that like button. Help push us through the YouTube algorithm. And then it's also equally as important to pound on that bell notification, hit that bell notification and click all. That way you stay up to date on all my latest videos as the inflationary depression that I've been warning of opinions, because I am not a financial advisor. This is just my overall thesis of the market, right? And as we get into it now, you can see the XRP price is now sitting. Let's go crypto investing, and we're going to give you a little dappt update here. And you can see with this coin, it hasn't really been doing a whole lot in this little altcoin update. Here's our fund wants to see this. You can see back here, we are in this consolidation after some volatility and then a dump. Held this line as support, a little bit of volatility, then we've traded sideways along this 0.004637 in this falling channel right along this overhead resistance. Now as the price has slipped below it, we have an underneath support at 1272. And what's going on here, if we zoom into the 4-hour time frame, you can see not a whole lot's been going on. It's been going down and sideways. You're below the moving averages. You're below this horizontal overhead resistance, which we're going to trade this into a brighter color to see it clearer. And we're below this descending overhead resistance that's almost coming in at the same spot. So if you're trying to get bullish, and you can see we haven't really done anything here, and then back here we didn't really do anything. If you're trying to get bullish, you need to try to come up into here and pop that and make a run up into here would be a nice run. Or if you get a run, you're going to get rejected by the 200-day that's running almost right on top of to just slightly below in the 4-hour time frame down there, and below that purple line right there. See it running beautifully just below it. That's where you'd get rejected, and then you could trade down. But what's been happening here is you've had this nice area of support and resistance, and now it's below it. You can see it acted as resistance right there. So this could be acting as new major overhead resistance, but this coin's kind of hard to trade as it's very sneaky, and it just does these little pumps and then it sells right back off. So that's what we're looking at there. 4637 overhead resistance and 1272 a catastrophic flush support way down there. Then in dappt, the one that we talked about before, you can see what was going on back here was this volume indicator in red right here. This zone used to be resistance, and this green line where all these circles are were support down there, and you would buy support, sell resistance in the red traded zone, in the red volume indicator, dumped in the volume indicator, sell in the volume indicator, resistance, and then on this gigantic pump right there, it flipped it from resistance to support. And that's what you got going on right now. And you can see what you have is you have a 200-day that was rising, and now it's running parallel. The 100-day is running parallel to the price, and even the 50-day now, they're all running parallel as the price has consolidated and constricted into this very tight range. And what could be happening here is you're trying to hold this volume indicator area as support, right? And that's a critical thing. It's been holding it as support since that pump at about the, let's move that up a little bit, at about the 0.006978. Oh, come on. I'm not putting that back on right now. I don't have time. But that red volume area that I just deleted, that's sitting right here. Here, we'll put it on because we know where it's at in this little skinny area. It's sitting right here. This is the volume indicator range, roughly in that area. I just recorded a video for 15 minutes and my phone died and it deleted. So I'm just kind of redoing this. But that's the major area it's trying to stay above, that it's trying to flip, is that point, is that red volume area indicator. And you're either going to pump up from here, and a targeted move would be from the bottom of the last pump to the top, which would bring you up into this area, or this sneaky blue line back there at, if we look over there, at 0.00119360 is major overhead resistance. Or we're going to dip back below through this like we did right here, and we're going to come back down and start using this volume indicator as overhead resistance, and then we're going to trade back down to this underneath support like you have back here. So that's what we're watching out for. If you're in a gambling mood, you take the gamble where it's at right now, trending just above the volume indicator that it flipped from resistance to support, and you can gamble that it's going to hold this support and have another leg to the upside. So that's what we're looking at there. Then if we look at the Shiba coin, you can see Shiba coin isn't really doing much since it's had nearly a double bottom where back in June it dumped down at the bottom part of this orange support trading zone, aka last line of defense to the shithouse, where it came down and touched this point a bunch of 0.734. And right now you're below the moving averages that are slightly descending. If you're trying to get bullish, you got to try to form a rounding bottom here and then fight your way over and move up towards this upper resistance of this orange traded zone at 1209. And that's what we're currently looking at on a pump to the upside. This didn't really do anything today. You have a 1209 upper resistance and you have a 734 major lower support, double bottom lower support from back there in June as we're into this orange trading range, which is the last line of defense, aka get my